What's up, everybody, and welcome to my channel. So I'm slightly under the weather a little bit, guys, so my voice is kind of like raspy, but that does not stop the show. We're still gonna get you out this video. And as you can hear, Prince is right here in his extra saucer playing. It's almost his nap time, so I wanted to go ahead and get this video done because normally I nap when he naps. So with that being said, we're talking everything breastfeeding. I've been breastfeeding for 6 months solid now, exclusively. And when I say breastfeeding in this video, I mean I breastfeed and I pump. Recently I haven't been pumping much, but breastfeeding and pumping, yeah, he has never had formula. I've never given him a taste of formula, nothing like that. So that's what I'm talking about when I say exclusively breastfeeding. It means he's only breastfed, and I also do pump. But yeah, so I'm showing you guys some things that help me with my journey, some tips to it, just like everything you need to know, and even some of the bad things that come along with breastfeeding. So, like I said, 6 months solid with the breastfeeding. Prince just turned 6 months on January 6th, 2019. And yeah, it's been such a journey. Let's start with the initial. So, I fed him maybe about 20 minutes after he was born. He immediately went on the boob. He latched perfectly. But I noticed some slight pain when he was feeding. With the pain, I thought maybe it was just like a little, because you know my nipples aren't used to being sucked on constantly like this, so there's gonna be a little pain. A lactation consultant came into the room and let me know that it looked like I was doing really good with the breastfeeding, like it was really natural, and it did come very natural for me and for him. However, Prince has a very short frenulum. I think that's what it's called. Here's the word. But it's that little thing under your tongue. His was short, and what it's called is tongue tie. With tongue tie, it means that he either one has a hard time latching or staying latched. In his case, he had a hard time staying latched, which caused it to be very painful for me, which also caused my nipple after he was done feeding to look like, you know, if you ever watched Futurama, the little character Leela, it looked like her lip, and that's what my nipple would look like. So it was extremely painful for me with the breastfeeding. He ended up getting it snipped. It was a little mini surgery, nothing major, because he was so little. All they had to do was, he was woke when they did it. They gave him a little sugary substance, took a little pair of scissors and literally just snipped it. And yeah, and that helped out a lot. So, but that wasn't until he was like 2 weeks old that we got him. So the first 2 weeks, it was extremely painful to me, to the point where I would pump, and then when it got too painful for me, his dad would syringe feed him, because you know at the time newborns don't eat much. So he would syringe feed him 5 cc's of my milk. Hi baby. Prince is right here, guys. Yeah, so he would syringe feed him, which also allowed me to get a little bit of sleep and give my nipples a little bit of a break. So guys, upon shooting the video, I completely got distracted and forgot to show you guys my must-haves when you are breastfeeding. So I'm just gonna throw this clip in there real quick somewhere. But my most important breastfeeding must-have: Earth Mama's organic nipple butter. Let me tell you, this saved my life, especially with Prince's tongue tie. It really helps. It was the only nipple butter that helped me, not the, what's it called, Lancin or Lantinol, I don't even remember how it's spelled. But yeah, that didn't help me, this did. And it smells good, it smells like chocolate. So this was the best thing ever. It really helped me a lot. So I want everybody who breastfeeds to invest in this. Make sure you keep this, put it on, and it's also, put it on after you feed your baby, but it's also very, very, very helpful, like I said, with the tongue tie and everything else. And also you can put this on before you feed your baby. It's safe for your baby to suckle on your boobs even with this stuff on there. Like, it's safe for your baby. So I recommend this to every single person who breastfeeds. When you're breastfeeding, is the potential risk of tongue tie, the latching. I have perfect nipples to breastfeed with the exception of my left nipple is a little flat. Now with flat nipples, it's harder for them to get a good latch on. So what I did was I had to play with my nipples a little bit. And here comes Jason. So if it starts shaking, guys, it's because Jason is in the room and he has his toothbrush, and that's the noise that you hear. With a flat nipple, it's harder for them to latch, so I had to play with my nipples just a little bit to get it to come out some, and then I feed him. Also, he preferred the left over the right initially. So that's another thing I talk about. Your baby does have a preference sometimes, and my son definitely took to the left boob over the right boob. And my right boob is my slacker boob. A slacker boob is a boob that doesn't produce as much as the other one. So at any given time, this boob my left would always look a lot bigger than my right, and that's just because my right did not produce as much as my left. No matter what I tried, it would not produce as much as the left. And positioning. Positioning is another very important thing when it comes to babies, because there are numerous positions with breastfeeding, and sometimes your baby prefers one over the other. My son prefers the regular, you know, across the body, just the regular way to breastfeed on the left, but on the right boob, he won't latch unless he's football. Well, not so much now. Now he kind of eats like whatever. You know, I'm going to insert a picture of all the different positions that there is with breastfeeding. But yeah, as of now, Prince feeds kind of any just kind of way. Whatever makes him comfortable at the time is how I let him feed, but he finds his way to the nipple on his own. Now when we're sleeping or whatever, I do co-sleep. Co-sleeping is when the baby sleeps with you. People do not recommend, doctors and whatever do not recommend that you co-sleep with your baby. However, it's just more convenient when you're breastfeeding. He does have his own bed that he slept in all of probably twice, for real, but it just so much easier on my life. At night, he'll find his way to his nipple. We lay back and feed. We do, you know, crossbody and whatever ever else. It's just a bunch of positions that he does. But I'll insert pictures of his favorite positions that he likes to feed in. Another thing with breastfeeding is chafed nipples, cracked nipples, bleeding nipples. Those are all real things. So if you have to keep your breast moisturized. If you don't, then it can cause your boobs to crack, bleed, etc. I never had that problem, but it's a very real thing. Another thing is clogged ducts. When you get a clogged duct, there's no milk coming out of your breast. Therefore, you have to massage it out. A good way to remove a clogged duct is hot water. When you're in the shower, rub your breast, pumping it out. And if you have a haki pump, or I think that's what it's called, can't remember, but if you have one of those, it's a silicone suction pump. Those also help if you put warm water and Epsom salt, and it'll suck out the clogged duct. Engorgement. Engorged breasts, I have had them. They are painful. If you do not feed or pump your baby when your body says that you need to feed or pump your baby, your boobs get extremely full and they feel like rocks, and they're extremely hard. And if you don't pump or feed your baby when they get like that, then it can turn into something serious, and it'll become a serious problem. So always remember to pump or feed every 2 to 3 hours, especially those first few months, because that's when you're really full, and then everything starts to slow down some. But those first few months are really crucial for a pumping / feeding schedule. I feed on demand. I was never a really good pumper, to be honest. Pumping is really hard. People don't talk about it, but pumping is hard. It's not as easy as it looks. It can be slightly painful. You have to find the right nipple thing. I forgot what it's called. Flange. The right flange size. But that's extremely difficult to do, but you can have a lactation consultant help you find the right size and things like that. Yeah, that should work. As far as Prince goes, he will not take a bottle at all. At this point, he used to take a bottle, but he won't take a bottle at all, so he's solely on a nipple. I think he's gonna be one of those kids that goes straight from a boob to a sippy cup. Hi. Say hi. Say hello. Hey. He's hungry, guys, and it's almost time for his nap, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. But Prince only takes a boob at this point. Like I said, the goal is to go to a year. But yeah, I think last but not least that I want to talk to you guys about with this breastfeeding video is the controversial topic of feeding in public. Me personally, I feed openly. which means I do not cover up my son at all when we're feeding. When I have tried to cover him, he does not like it, not even a little bit. He will take the blanket off his face, he pull it off of him completely and throw it. He does not like it. I will not force it upon him. My son is also so fat that he sweats a lot, okay? So if he's covered for too long, so we do not cover up. I am pro do what you want to do. If you want to cover your child because it makes you, you know, feel more secure, you don't want your breast out, by all means. Me personally, I feel like people are in bikinis all day and you see breast all day. You do not see my nipple because obviously it's my son's mouth. So I don't see what the problem is with breastfeeding in public. People make it so taboo. But it is very much so legal for you to feed in public. So please do not feel ashamed. Your body is, not only did it produce life, but it's sustaining that life. So I'm here, completely here for you feeding in public. I commend every mother that does it. I commend every mother that breastfeeds because it's not easy. Breastfeeding is very extremely demanding. It's extremely demanding, and it's, I would say, harder than just making a bottle. And I don't say that to offend anybody, but it's very hard because you don't have much freedom when you're breastfeeding. Like, even if you're exclusively pumping, which is still considered breastfeeding to me, you're just taking up more time. You don't have a lot of freedom. You can't go too far from your child when your child is like mine and only takes a boob. So where I go, he goes. There's nowhere that I can go without my son for more than 5 minutes. So even when I go to school, he's in class with me, of course with my professor's permission. But so, I mean, breastfeeding is extremely demanding. It's a task. I'm gonna make a whole separate video on the pros and cons of breastfeeding and the pros and cons of formula feeding and compare the two. But that's gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, guys. Prince is sleepy and ready for his nap. He's been up for a few hours. So we're gonna go ahead and go. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that little bell right there. And turn on your post notifications so that you get a notification whenever I upload my videos. Thank you guys for supporting us all this time. Thank you for watching all my videos. I really appreciate all the love, guys. Follow all my social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Page Beauty with 2 I's, _ Page Beauty with a Y. And it's also in the description box down below. Anything you want to say? You have anything to say? That's gonna go ahead and wrap this video, guys. Make sure you keep a lookout for our next video. I have no idea what it's going to be, but it'll be juicy. So see you guys next time. Bye.
Games, I want you exclusive. There's no more excuses. The feeling's so right. I want you, girl.